90% of success is simply just showing up week in and week out. And that is exactly what we did with the sportsbook over the weekend. We went undefeated. We did not lose money. Thanks to the boys in the back, we got JP, the Vault, Hovey, Joseph Parlay, Joey Parlay, whatever you want to call him, Jackie Slips, Jackie Recap, the boys locked and loaded. We have a rivalry, South Carolina, Tennessee, to be talked about this weekend. Gary Midnight, you played your cards right. You played your picks right. The rat poison was heard from Alabama. You got a little tooth fairy. You got a little visit from Gary Midnight and the boy Mitchell Big Brain himself spinning around. Show him the billboard. The boys were firing on all cylinders, just like we knew we would, because belief, potential, action, result. Belief, potential, action, result. Show up week in, week out, and believe with the boys, and we will get you paid. Before we talk about the games this week, Colorado, Notre Dame, LSU, South Carolina, and Tennessee, Nebraska, Michigan, the BUSSIN BOWL. Before we get into that, this episode is brought to you by Proper Wild, the cleanest, longest lasting energy you will have all day inside this little container that we like to call a shot. We're going to not only be taking shots this weekend, but clean, clarity, great judgment that Proper Wild is going to give us, because we are going to properly beat the sports book. I'm doing my best. We're doing our best not to cuss. We're doing our best not to cuss, because we're trying to get in this little algorithm. However, 30% off Proper Wild, properwild.com/barstool to try Proper Wild for 30% off. Win with the boys. We make you money and we also save you money. Now, Jackie Recap, let the people know how we fared over the weekend before we get into this slate.
We've been talking about it week in and week out. We've been 500 before this week, coming out of a beautiful college slate on the Bet the Bus action. We went 4-0-1, 4-0-1, not a loss. We had one tie, and that came down to Notre Dame with 10 men on the field.
Easy, bleep that out, JP, bleep that out.
Messing up our perfect record, but we are okay with 4-0-1. We had great picks last week. I do want to lead us with a little bit of quote, because you talk about us making money, and wealth is not about having a lot of money. It's about having a lot of options. And this week, right now, we have a lot of options, and we plan on going back 5-0. So I'm anticipating another massive week undefeated. I don't know about you, but I need you to get us going.
5 picks that are going to put money in your pocket. Guys, listen to me. It is hard to beat a team that refuses to quit. Listen to me. The prosperity that we are tasting, don't get it twisted. That is due to our hard work, your hard work. But Joey Parlay says it all the time. You go to bed with a W, you wake up with a loss. The way that does not happen is you have to remember how we started. All the glitz, all the glamour, all the lights. Don't forget all the electricity, the Wi-Fi. Don't forget where we came from. We came from a gravel parking lot, a busted bus, and using a hotspot for Wi-Fi. Now we are prosperous. Why? Because the way we are picking this college football landscape, the way we are picking at this college football landscape, little Willie, Payoff Willy, AKA, it doesn't matter. All I know is this: 5 picks, and we are starting it off with USC at Colorado. Jack, set this one up.
Well, as you said, it's USC at Colorado.
Hell yeah, Jack.
And the spread is 21.5. We watched a gross Colorado loss against Oregon this past week, going up against another juggernaut, USC, who struggled. What do you got for us?
This show is not about substance. This show is about substance, not clicks. Let the comments talk. I don't know if you guys read the comments in our YouTube every now and then, but let the people talk. It's all, look, Payoff Willy, he's just picking favorites. This ex-NFL player who took Georgia to the house back in 2012, took the Cowboys, picked the Cowboys off Kellen Moore in 2015, led 3 different teams to the playoffs during his 11-year career, and chose to walk away to make others money in the world of sports gambling. Don't listen to him. The guy's got CTE. PE. The dude can't read. He went to bed until he was 19 years old. Block out the noise. Winners feel hope, losers feel hate, and losers talk negative. With that said, Colorado got put on a leash, ponytail tied back, spit in their mouth by Oregon, because that is a real ball club out there. And not saying Colorado's not a real ball club. They are a team and an organization on the rise, a culture on the rise, a culture that you would love to go and play for. However, they are not built for this type of football right now. They're too small in the trenches. And here's some data for you, backed by Mitchie Big Brain himself. The last 16 meetings with USC Colorado, USC has won 16 straight. In the last 4 out of 5, they've been double-digit wins. The spread is minus 21.5 right now, which I think is still sitting a little low because USC, their run game, they're going to run it up their ass. They low-key dropped the ball a little bit against Arizona State. And you don't think they're in the film room right now talking about, if you don't respect this game, you will get humbled. Caleb Williams, the running game, I like everything about it. We are going USC minus 21.5. Let's go to the next one.
All right, the next one, following back with our only tie on week 3 for us, but we are going to be with Notre Dame at Duke. The line is 5.5. Tough matchup again for Notre Dame, back-to-back weeks. What do you think?
This is a tough one. Notre Dame at Duke. Duke is 3-0 against the spread. Notre Dame is 4-1. Duke is number 4 in defense, but Hartman, he hasn't thrown an interception yet. We saw Notre Dame play live last weekend against Ohio State. That is a tough team. Notre Dame is a club that can still get in the college football playoff. They are not out of it, and they have the schedule to put them back in there. We're 5-0 with that one extra kid on the field that last play of the game. They should have never been there. They should have kicked the field goal. They should have took the 3 points on the first drive, but they felt the energy. They felt the atmosphere. They thought, we're going to try to go for it, and it came to bite them in the ass. Here's what we're going to do. Lord, I know Catholicism wants to quit on you right now, but just cover us with your sacraments, your holy water, and your holy money. Amen. College game day is going to be there. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. Duke has only thrown 1 interception through the air.
That is true.
That's true.
Duke has only thrown 1 touchdown through the air. Notre Dame's got to make these boys one-dimensional and make them beat them through the air. I like Notre Dame minus 5.5 at Duke, and I like Catholicism winning and being back on top.
All right, moving on. We have an SEC matchup. We got LSU at Ole Miss. Line is 3. Which side are you leaning towards?
I'm not sure about the water down in the swamps of Baton Rouge right now. They're like a preseason favorite. They lose to Florida State. However, Florida State is nice. They lock of the week last week hit against Clemson. They're sweet tartan asses out there in Clemson. They struggled against Arkansas. I'm just not sure where I want to lean with this. Ole Miss, tough loss against Bama. They're a high-powered offense. Something to look at in this game might be the over. Both high-powered offense, both can score points. Yes, Ole Miss laid an egg a little bit last week. However, Kiffin, they're going to get these boys back on track. I like LSU, but I don't know if I like them at Ole Miss after Ole Miss just lost to Bama. What are you guys taking? That confidence,
Yep.
Mitch coming out and saying over 63.5. We are taking the over 63.5. Don't worry about the points. Don't worry about the game. Over 63.5. Mitch's job is on the line with this one. We're going to go LSU at Ole Miss. Total points over 63.5. How do you feel about that one, Mitch?
I think this one's in the bag. I did my research, make sure this big brain is working. I think the over is going to hit.
What else are you going to be doing this weekend, Mitch? Or what have you been doing all week, every day on Amazon or team stores? What have you been doing all week?
I have been looking for Ohio State gear because I know I need to get my butt in gear.
And that is accountability, young man. And we are proud of you for that. The Fairweather fan is back rooting for Ohio State. Now, before we get to these last couple picks of South Carolina at Tennessee and Michigan at Nebraska, we have to bring you the leading place for cars in the digital marketplace, and that is cars.com. It connects car shoppers with the perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars wherever life takes you next. And it might be South Carolina at Tennessee this weekend, and whoever you're going to be looking to be, and that is a Nebraska fan this weekend. There's a car for that on cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily. Shop for over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Now, we got 2 more possibilities for you right now with South Carolina at Tennessee and Michigan at Nebraska.
You know, they say rivalry week starts in November, but here on Bet the Bus, for us, it starts this weekend. And mainly it starts in Lincoln, but it's also going to start in Neyland Stadium because we're going to South Carolina at Tennessee. The line is 12.5. We all know what happened last year. I'm going to get emotional about it, so I'm going to just let you take the sticks right now, and then we can talk about it.
This is a tough one. Love the Vols. I wouldn't say love the Gamecocks, but I love my guy, Joey Parlay, the vault in the back. I like Beamer. We got to sit down with them over in the springtime. I obviously, the Chancellor and I, Tennessee Volunteers, very, very close. Some would say MySpace top 8. We are potentially best friends. This is a tough game. A house divided is a bus divided, and that will be us this weekend between Nebraska, Michigan, Tennessee, South Carolina. South Carolina won by 25 last year. By 25 late in the year, when Tennessee had the opportunity to be a real player in the college football playoff, and they shit the bed.
It's a damn shame.
South Carolina is also 3-1 against the spread this year. Spencer Rattler is also throwing for a 75% completion percentage. This is without Juice Wells. This is against teams like Georgia, North Carolina, but Tennessee is 3-0 at home. The game is going to be personal, and the environment will be electric. Their 3 wins are against Virginia, Austin, Austin P? And UTSA. I mean, that. But the car ride home after a tough ball game that we saw South Carolina at Georgia, and then we drive home, and you're watching Tennessee at Florida, and that defense is
non-existent.
Not only non-existent, but the effort fades when it gets hard. The effort fades when it gets hard. Are you going Milton or are you going Rattler? And what I was just saying earlier, I like the Gamecocks plus 12.5 at Tennessee against the Big Orange. That's not personal. Again, we're trying to make money. You got to make, what is it, JP?
You got to make bank to make money. That's what it is.
That's what it is, and that's what it's always been. South Carolina plus 12.5. Plus 12.5 against the Tennessee Volunteers. That is my pick. Jack, would love to hear your thoughts. JP would love to hear your thoughts.
I've learned an important lesson over the years, and it's you do not bet with your heart. So I personally won't be financially touching this game, but I am so 100% confident that the Volunteers are going to come out.
You're not 100% if you ain't putting money on that line, brother.
12.5 points? Yeah, I'm confident we're going to win. 12.5 points to cover after already a pretty shaky start to the season.
So you going money line?
Yeah, 100%. And JP, I'd like to ask, are we going to follow up year 2 with our bet?
Yeah, what was our bet again? Oh, wearing something.
Just you get to dress the loser in your team's colors.
I would love to.
I guess we'll have to do it on this show since you.
Yeah.
Is it straight up or is it the points?
Straight up was last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm cool with straight up. You know me, man. They say don't bet with your emotion. I bet with my heart every week with the Gamecocks. I went into Willie B last year with my heart with the Gamecocks, and I won't be in Knoxville, which does bum me out. But last week, Mississippi State, that was a big win for us. The old South Carolina, after a tough Georgia game, might take that loss. This new South Carolina showed up and showed out. Xavier Legette, fastest player in all of football on the weekend, and he will be running extremely fast into the end zone at least 2 or 3 times this Saturday. I'm taking Gamecock spread. I'm taking Gamecocks money line. I'm taking the over on Rattler. I'm taking the over on everyone. Gamecocks everything.
Yo, is that you going Joey parlay with that?
It's not in my parlay.
Okay. At the end of the show, we got a little parlay to spice up to make you guys a little bit more coin on top of these options. Anything else before we get into the big dance, the BUSSIN BOWL?
No.
I'm good.
I got something. The smoothest rye and bourbon on the planet, Whistle Pig Whiskey. The piggyback, their rye is what they are known for. Aged 6 years, smooth down your throat. This stuff right here. And if you notice, Bussin' with the Boys, we have our own whiskey, and it is a bourbon. They trusted the boys to roll out a bourbon in Tennessee with Bussin' with the Boys. This is us right here. A little fried up front, smooth, sweet nectar down your throat, and sits warmly on top of your tummy. You can go find it anywhere. Whistle Pig, their website. Go to any Whistle Pig retailer. They got it in stock. Just call ahead. You got the Bussin' with the Boys whiskey. The answer is yes. We're on our way. Save 4 of them. If not, we're on our way. We're getting the ride, the best ride in the game, Whistle Pig whiskey. And this Whistle Pig is going to be our lock of the week. Go ahead, Jack. I see you grabbing the mic.
The one and final game, the game that means the most this weekend to all of us, possibly the biggest rivalry in college sports. We've got Michigan at Nebraska for the 2nd annual BUSSIN BOWL. I think last year, Michigan unfortunately took the first trophy game, but that was in Ann Arbor. This year it is in Lincoln. And it seems like you guys have something to fight for, something to prove.
We always do. JP knows it as a South Carolina alum. It's us versus the world every damn week.
Every day. And every second of every day.
You're fucking right. And on a national level, the fights that we have to fight on a daily basis, because the national headlines, the story's already written. This is David versus Goliath. This is, will Nebraska ever be back? Is Matt Rhule the guy? Did he swing and miss on the quarterback? They're the worst team in the last decade. Michigan, they have the number 1 they have the number 1 defense in the country. They're too big and too strong. They've won the O-line award the last 2 years in a row. That O-line is sitting in the shower jerking off to that with the little Taylor poster sitting right up. Go Taylor, can't wait for you to come back out here so we can, go to Skeeps and jerk each other off and talk about how we're the best O-line in the country. They're a bunch of candy-ass motherfuckers that tailgate at a country club. Because here's the reality. When you zoom in on what's cooking in Nebraska, it's this. Let them fucking talk. Nebraska has the number 2 run defense in the country, yet to give up 60 points to anybody. The number 2 run off, what?
Yards.
What did I say?
Points.
Also true.
Also fucking true. Yet to give up 60 yards to anybody and 60 points. The number 2 run offense in the country. Yeah, do we turn the ball over? Yes. But if we take care of the football, for the love of God, I don't want to say it, but somebody tell me what our record is if we take care of the football.
3-1.
3-0.
4-0. 4-0. It's 4-0. Listen, Nebraska this weekend, Memorial Stadium. We are taking these motherfuckers down. I'm telling you, they're sleeping on us. They're probably not, because I know you little pussy-ass Wolverines consume what I say, and that's how I know you're going to show up, and we're going to beat you at your fucking best, dude. Boys in the Husker locker room. When that ball kicks off in Memorial on Saturday, 2:30 p.m., I need that blood pumping in your heart to get cold and turn fucking black, because I need 4 quarters of fuck you football. We can go fishing in a pond and take Nebraska plus 18 right now, but I'm going in the fucking ocean and we're taking down the whale. Nebraska money line is your lock of the week. Opportunity is like flowing water. You're never gonna touch the same drop twice. This opportunity, I'm telling you, we're storming the field and I'll be flipping off Jim Harbaugh. That is my lock of the week. Thank you for watching Bet the Bus. It is not over yet. Joey Parlay has a little little parlay for us in the back that's going to sprinkle a few dollars on this on top of all these separate picks.
Starting off with this parlay, we're doing Tulane 21. They're playing UAB. UAB, if I'm not mistaken, didn't even have a program a couple years ago. So that'll be a lock. Tulane is one of the best teams in the country. Next, we're taking Utah +3 versus Oregon State. DJ Uyunglele, we saw him at Clemson last year, folded. He's garbage. They just come off a tough loss last week. So I got Utah +3. And finally, ASU +11.5 versus California. And we saw what they competed against USC, who everybody's saying the best team in the country. They competed against them. They were with them until the fourth quarter.
And you know they love Coach Dilly out there, dude.
Dilly brings the juice. So I think Utah +3, ASU +11.5, and Tulane +21, +581 odds.
On a little three-pick parlay, a little three-leg parlay.
Cash money. Smoke the cigar. Cue the outro music.
Put Jim Harbaugh's head at the end of the cigar, too. I'm smoking his pole, but welcome. Hey, I feel good about it.